Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked, your weekly midweek show talking about the world of professional wrestling with a bunch of idiots who like to watch the soap opera made for guys. Because we're guys and we like this kind of stuff. I am your host, the Joker's Voice, and to my stage right is the man responsible for that wonderful opening montage and for many other things we do on this show here. It is the man with the horribly bad takes. He's learning, folks. Give him time. It is the one, the only LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
Doing good, man. Glad to talk about some exciting developments in WWE and NXT. Can't wait to discuss it with y'all and hear what y'all got to say. It's been fantastic so far.
Alrighty. And directly beneath is one of the pillars, kind of where the roots of the tree spring from. The man where story is king, but he likes to watch the holes of worms in space. It is Bradley Burnett, the Duke Devil 95. How are you, sir?
I want to let you guys know that today I've developed a very spontaneous condition.
And that
it appears to be a form of dyslexia.
Really?
That is only in relation to my age.
Really? Okay.
So I am officially today 35 for the rest of the year.
35 for the rest of the year?
I love it.
That's interesting because I can't do that because in my next birthday next month, I would be the exact same. I'm going to be 55 no matter what. So
I'm just going to say that I'm going to keep running this as far as I can for the year because even next year is 45 and I don't like that.
There you go. And joining us now is the top rope Terminator, no longer the Baconator. It is the unbearable 73. Matt, how are you, sir?
Doing well here in the anus of America called New Jersey. The final emerging Baconator has launched to the stars. Take bacon to the heavens. And I, the top rope Terminator, am taking its place now.
All righty. Wow.
Nice.
All right. So we've got a goal for the chat, double-digit likes. It's a goal for every show. If you look down as you're hitting that thumbs up button, which costs you nothing, if you look down below in the description, you will see links to not only the man who does the music now for Wednesday Night is Overbooked, for the intro and our top 5 montage, the wonderful drunk poet, friend of the channel, MC. You will see links to all of our socials and all of our YouTube channels where we would love your subscriptions. We want your eyeballs watching our content. We want your likes. We want it all. So if you don't mind, folks.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And directly in the chat right now is our wonderful wrench of wrenches, Mr. Jacob Ironside, dropping links for everyone in the chat. But we're going to start off with a quick little TV recap. So last week started off a brand new year, and let's just say some of the shows were a bit
Boring.
a little less boring this time around. Let's start with Monday Night Raw. Not as, with the exception of the main event from the Stranger Things in name only episode, this was a much better show. We do have new women's, right? Thank you, Jacob. That is very true. Very, very true. We do have new number 1 contenders for the women's tag team championships. That is Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. Decent match. Triple threat match was okay. For me, the highlight of the night was a post-match segment. Now, there was a match between Bronson Reed and Austin Theory versus Penta and Dragon Lee. Now, I don't know if anyone also saw the drone footage that WWE put after the show went off the air of Braun Breaker starting off in a moderate jog and then hitting his top speed and literally breaking Dragon Lee in half.
Amazing.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Adam Pearce comes out. And what I loved about this segment, and I'm sure Matt will appreciate this, there was a point outside the ring where
Yes.
Breaker and Adam Pearce are going at each other. And you see over their shoulders Logan Paul and Austin Theory putting Penta in position, and you just see a tsunami just coming out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, this is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And then Adam Pearce goes into the ring, talks to the Vision, and then Braun decides to spear Dragon Lee in half again, whips him around, and Braun Breaker is channeling his uncle to the nth degree. So I just want to know your initial thoughts of this segment, and because we talk story here and what this could be going forward as far as a story goes. Brad, let's start with you, sir.
That was one of the ones I actually did get to see most of that ending because I was only watching some of the stuff this week. I think maybe what I liked most is just how it looked.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you have this argument going on, and then it's like, wait a minute, what's going on behind you? I don't know what it's setting up. Obviously, there's going to be something because they're trying to expand the Vision's enemy list, clearly. But the whole dynamic of Adam Pearce arguing with Braun Breaker and just the rest of the action going on, it was really smart camera work, I thought. Felt real for some reason.
Definitely. Matt, I know this is something that you were probably loving from start to finish. Your thoughts on this segment?
Okay. I 99% love it. I'm going to say the one thing I don't love first, Adam Pearce should not have been in there at all. They need to appoint a new kayfabe Raw general manager whose sole thing is, remember in Godzilla 24, let them fight. Let them fight. You know, like whatever they have to do, get whoever they want to appoint as the kayfabe general manager. Let them fight. You know, and he'll walk out there and see it going on, saying, "Okay, you're fighting out here. Sounds like a good match in the ring in 2 weeks or whatever." You know, let the vignettes of the storytelling outside the ring. You know, maybe just someone jumps someone at the fish market or whatever the storyline is. You know, let that generate real real drama. You know, I love it because it feels natural. Then it flows into the ring. You know,
So perhaps in a supermarket or something, because
yeah. Well, I didn't want to mention the awesome supermarket brawl between Stone Cold and Booker T. You know, but there have been other like the boiler room vignettes. Remember when Mankind?
Right.
Or
Yes.
remember when the Undertaker and the Ministry surrounded Vince's house and they were all trapped in there? Or when Triple H with the sledgehammer was rampaging through someone's house?
Right.
You know, or they'll never show this again. But Randy Orton was kidnapping people's girlfriends from their houses. You know,
No.
you know.
So, Ego, when Braun snapped and grabbed Adam Pearce by his lapels, again, just the intensity of this character. Your thoughts of this entire segment?
You know, there are faces, there are heels, there are baby faces, and then there are shit heels. Then there are absolute menaces. And Braun Breaker was an absolute menace. I like the way we're getting to the pack of people getting jumped backstage, or people are coming out of nowhere when they said, "Hey, I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna wreck everybody." I love that. And Braun was definitely channeling his uncle on that one. I mean, him coming out of nowhere was one thing. I mean, the camera work was amazing. I think the thing is that when you're watching these things and you get more into it and you understand how things work, the thought process is because you see what's going to happen, it's not going to be excited. You're going to get kind of jaded. I was excited when I saw the way that they were doing that angle between Braun Breaker and Adam Pearce. I was like, oh, they're lining this up perfectly. The camera work, perfect. Like, hey, I got Braun Breaker here, Adam Pearce is here, and directly in the middle is a tsunami slam. And they react when they hear it. Like, amazing camera work. It's fantastic. Like, and the drone footage on top of that is chef's kiss. I didn't even know they had that until the next day. That's how you do it. That's great. That is amazing. That's how you use social media with your show that you just put on. That was awesome.
And then we also, Tuesday last night was NXT. Not quite as exciting as the week before, as we have found out because of this, that JC Jane and Blake Monroe are going to be in NXT for a little while longer. There was talk of bringing them up, but those plans have been put on hold for now, and that's fine and dandy. We did find out what's going to happen for the vacant NXT championship. That is, they're going to have 5 matches, and the winners are going to join Ricky Saints. And on February 3rd, they're going to have a 6-person ladder match on NXT to determine the vacant NXT champion. I personally would have liked to have had the match that is synonymous with NXT. Have them do an Iron Survivor match. I love that stipulation. I think that's a lot of fun, but I'm not the one who books now the shows. At least that you all know of. And then we came to SmackDown. Last Friday. Where
Anything
thank
happened?
God they did something right. We were worried about this. In Berlin, we had a 3 stages of a hell match. And what happened? What we have a new WWE heavyweight champion, Drew McIntyre. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was a good thing.
Well, you're not wrong.
And one thing I also liked is we've got also announced that we're going to have something where your new number 1 contender is going to earn this title shot. And I'm sure Matt will appreciate this as well, as I'll preface this for bringing it back to Raw. We're going to have this week 4 matches. And the opponents are going to be Randy Orton versus The Miz, Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa, Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov versus Sami Zayn. Sign me up for that match. But the winners are going to go to Montreal at Saturday night's main event for a fatal 4-way match, which is the week before the Rumble. And the winner of that fatal 4-way goes to Riyadh to challenge the WWE champion. Now, I like this for a few reasons, and I'm sure Matt will agree. As we saw on Raw, CM Punk comes out for a segment, and Finn Balor just kind of shows up and demands a title match in Belfast, which is Northern Ireland. It's not where Finn Balor's from, but we won't.
It's all Ireland, right? It's all Ireland.
It's a different. It's Northern Ireland is still part of the British Empire kind of thing. So, and then
Good
we
Americans
also had.
don't know that.
I know. And then we also had the Alpha Academy, Otis and Tozawa, basically go up to Jey Uso and saying, we want a title shot. Now, as opposed to, as I'm sure Matt has lamented numerous times, people just showing up for a title match, at least on SmackDown, to get to Riyadh for the title match, you've got to earn it. Matt, thoughts?
I love that like tournament, almost like a tournament style thing, the 4 matches, I love that. Every time I saw someone come out and demand a title shot, I would just go, fuck. I literally would just say it. Maybe some people in creative have been seeing my tweets and hearing other people complain, and we're going to get storyline driven title shots now instead of just, hey, I feel like a title shot and walking out,
Hold that thought, sir. Now, as far as the matches go, who do we think is going to win? So the first one, as I said, Randy Orton versus The Miz. RKO? Anyone? Does anyone think the Miz is moving on?
We know Randy Orton's going to win, but I think it'll be a very good match.
The one that's interesting is Damian Priest versus Solo. I think that one could go either way. Because at least if Solo makes it, there's someone to take the pin at the Fatal 4-Way match.
Yeah.
That's just my thought. So I can see Solo going over in that match. Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. They're making Trick out to be a superstar. Trick's advancing in that one. And Ilya Dragunov versus Sami Zayn. That is going to be the banger of those 4 matches, because Saturday night's main event is in Montreal. I think it kind of telegraphs who's going to win that match. And then for the Fatal 4-Way in Montreal, to see who's going to go to Riyadh, I think it's safe to say that Sami Zayn is going to face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship, which just threw my entire prognosticating of the Rumble out the window. So that was fun. Thanks, Nick Aldis. But as someone had said, the creative, maybe they're hearing what's going on and some of the complaints about this, because it seems we've been hearing that there is a new head of creative at the WWE. Hello, Kai. How are you, sir? You wonderful wrench as well. Make sure to hit that like button as we're at 5, folks. We're halfway to doubles. So.
Oh, halfway there.
So, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, with his wonderful investigative journalism, when we had him talk about Mr. Mark Shapiro, did that on his own. I had him do a little investigative journalism for this segment. So please, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, as I just did that the wrong way. That was not a kick, sir. Not a kick, sir. Sorry.
You did badly.
Sir, the floor is yours.
All right, guys. So we know that Ryan Ward is currently overseeing the creative agenda for both Raw and SmackDown. So I'm going to give you his pedigree from 3 angles. First angle is from his own, his own LinkedIn profile, which says that he's working exclusively with WWE since 2009. Now, from 2009 to about 2012, he went from being a writing assistant to the lead writer. And from 2012, he stayed as vice president of creative to about 2019, where he actually wound up taking over a few things. Now, the thing that I had to cross-reference this with is, hey, that's your LinkedIn profile. What are people saying about you on the subreddits, which is going to be, basically like your informal chat rooms, basically saying, hey, why is Ryan Ward considered that guy when it comes to WWE? So when I'm cross-referencing it, a lot of people were saying, hey, check out his run in NXT in 2015, from about 2015 on, and then he was with SmackDown from about July 2016 to March 2017. When I looked that up, I found that based on WrestleRant, he was the sole creative writer for NXT along with Paul Levesque of 2015, and he was actually given the award by Wrestling Observer for Booker of the Year of 2015. So I'm thinking, okay, well, what happened in 2015 for NXT that would give him this award with Paul Levesque? I'm about to tell you guys what I saw in here. The 4 Horsemen Woman saga, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn beef, Finn Balor's title reign as the Demon, which is his best incarnation for me, Enzo and Cass are a hot tag team, Neville's title reign, along with the debuts in NXT of Samoa Joe, Jushin Thunder Liger, Apollo Crews, Asuka, and Chad Gable, all within that time from 2015. The ironic thing about all this is that this is an article from Rolling Stone, who doesn't even care about anything unrelated to WrestleMania unless it's 5 years removed from the last WrestleMania. This was Rolling Stone saying this in 2015 at the end of the year, saying what a hell of a year NXT had that year, which was smack dab in the middle of the Black and Gold saga. Now, when he actually winds up going to SmackDown in July of 2016 to March 2017, what happened then? We've got the WWE actually doing their debut draft. We've got Becky Lynch winning the inaugural Women's SmackDown Championship belt at Backlash against Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Naomi, Natalia, and Nikki Bella. We've got The Miz and Dolph Ziggler going back and forth for the Intercontinental Championship. We've got Randy Orton joining the Wyatt family at that point. And this was also the time frame in which AJ Styles, who had only been on the roster for about 4 months, main roster, actually wins the WWE title at Backlash, and his reign lasts about 371 days. So some people were saying this is quite a 2 or 3 year stretch that he had, and that SmackDown product actually kind of took a dip after he left after that March 2017-ish run. So basically up until WrestleMania 2017, he was pretty much on a hot streak. So I can see justifiably why people are very excited for Ryan Ward to step into the role of head creator. And based on this resume, you guys should too.
Okay, so it sounds like Ryan Ward got a bit of a promotion, and sorry, Road Dogg, you got a demotion.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So thoughts, Brad?
Hopefully he does something that makes it more exciting.
I mean,
it's been stale. Look, Road Dogg. Clearly, we all know Road Dogg's history. We know that he's, tried to make himself better and everything. But maybe it's just a time where you lose your touch, and time to hand over the reins to someone else is let them run for a bit. And like Ego's saying, like this guy's been behind some stuff where he's had success. So give it a shot. I mean,
Right.
you're 3 hours again. I mean,
Right.
you can't just be boring, and it can't just all be commercials.
Right.
It mostly is.
They're not going to save you. Commercials won't save you. No.
Don't and entrances are not going to save you either. Matt, your thoughts on Ryan?
That was an actual dig at you, Ego.
Right.
Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. SmackDown is free at last. Road Dogg needs to be put out to pasture. Give him that final shot. We don't need him anymore. Maybe 6 years ago he was good at it. I don't even remember, to be honest. But SmackDown has been boring on average for 3 years now.
At least.
Yeah, and the only time SmackDown is interesting is when the wrestlers. You're not wrong. The only time SmackDown is interesting is when the wrestlers themselves put on a good match. And I felt the wrestlers were mailing it in quite a bit over the last year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this as because as we bemoaned last year a lot that Paul Levesque played it very risk averse.
Mm-hmm.
This guy who's going to be operating right below him as almost the final word is not afraid to take risks. Some risks work well, some don't work well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you're willing to experiment, you're willing to try. And I think that was part of the reason, from what I heard, up until last Wednesday, they had not decided yet on if they were going to pull the trigger on Drew McIntyre.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and what this does is now it opens up everything because you now have Jacob Fatu there.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've heard from PW Insider, WrestleVotes, Meltzer as well, that the original plan for Mania was to run Cody and Roman again.
Oh my God.
Man, no. Can't keep doing that. No.
Now, with Drew as the champion, you could still run Cody and Roman again, but not for a title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can still run more of a grudge match because
set them off in a blood feud.
Because at the end of Survivor Series, we clearly saw Roman says, "I'm done with you." Talking to Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now speaking of fun things that are going to be coming up in the WWE, again, I think they should let this guy onto the main roster officially before the Rumble. But The ruler is here. We have the ruler is coming. Oba Femi, as that was made official, absolutely official, that he has vacated the NXT championship, and he is coming to the main roster. Oh dear God in heaven. Now, I can go to SmackDown. You know what? I've heard that. I think he's going to be an asset wherever he goes.
Agreed.
He
And
needs to be booked strong.
right, he's
Yeah.
and
Look at him. Jesus.
right.
He's
6'6",
a big guy.
Yeah.
6'6", 310 pounds. And earlier today, I rewatched the workout, Sheamus's YouTube series, and he was doing shoulders with Oba, and he blew Sheamus up. That's I'm just gonna say.
Wow.
But yeah. So I have a few little ideas of what I would like to see for Oba, and I'll start, and then I'll let you guys do some fantasy booking stuff for stuff we would like to see. And of course, it starts at the Rumble, and we're gonna, it's going to happen. We're gonna get stare downs. There's gonna be stare downs where the crowd is just gonna go, "Oh crap! Oh crap!" There's gonna be a stare down with Roman Reigns. There's gonna be a stare down with Braun Breaker. There's going to be a stare down with Brock Lesnar. At least those three. I see Oba Femi having the most eliminations in this year's Rumble. Start him off as an absolute destroyer. Just this force of nature, almost. I do see a WrestleMania match between him and Bronson Reed.
Oh.
Not
Heel
possible.
versus heel.
What?
Heel versus heel.
I'm thinking they're going to book Oba as more of a in-betweener,
Yeah.
not necessarily one way or the other. But I do see big man versus big man because of the stare downs you're going to get with Brock and Braun. This is why I think you're going to have him on Raw, because you want to have these storylines going. Yeah. And then I do see him having a very, very feature match at SummerSlam, as it was John Cena may have spoiled something. Apparently, the thought is wrapping up the career of Brock Lesnar in Minneapolis, his hometown, which happens to be the location of SummerSlam. Now, we have said that Gunther is the one who is going to end careers. I think in this case, that's too obvious now, knowing that Oba's going to be on the main roster. I would like to see Brock Lesnar do the honors, and for his final match, put over the next big thing in Oba Femi. Let's start with Matt first. Some wish lists you would like for.
Okay. First, I'm 100% in agreement with you about the Brock thing. Brock is usually willing to do business. So, I'm sure since they gave him the Undertaker bump, among other things, Brock will give the bump to Oba. That'd be a great sort of SummerSlam event. As far as how he opens up, I agree with you about the Royal Rumble. Let him start first and knock at least, what's the record, like 13 guys or something like that, 11 guys?
13, but maybe like 10 guys. That's fine.
Especially, do you remember that pancake slam he did to Leon Slater? If he can get like Kofi or someone who can do those angles, do the pancakes right to the floor, make him not just look like Kane or the Undertaker in the ring, just blasting people out of there. And if you're not going to let him win it, then make it the other three guys, let him be one of the last four, and the other three guys have to team up to knock him out of the ring. You know?
Which in 2 weeks, folks, next week we're gonna fantasy book the women's Rumble. The week after that, we're gonna fantasy book the men's Rumble.
Now, as far as anything else, I like to see him just destroying people behind the scenes, like in vignettes and all that. You know, the whole bringer of change thing. I like that sort of energy. And to book him solid, have him wrestle some mid carders, and have him kayfabe have to take like months off for an injury. Just because how awesome he, that type of thing.
Just squash him.
Not exactly a squash, like not like a 1 minute match squash, but like an overwhelming force type of squash.
I mean, almost like the match he had with Cody Rhodes. That was an 80-20 match, and Oba was the 80.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I like to see. As far as like accompaniment. As managers go, I mean, is there anyone out there who could really be a good voice?
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it though.
I have used his own voice.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure Oba can do a 15-minute promo.
Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
But
that won't be his personality.
Maybe he could develop a minion or two.
A man of few words.
Yeah.
Brad, thoughts on?
I like the idea for.
Oba.
I like the idea for the Rumble you guys are talking about. I agree. He should be one of the last four. He needs to come in as a force. It's too quick to give him the Rumble, of course, but make it significant. I'm not certain about Bronson Reed, though, at WrestleMania. I mean, I don't know what I would book. I'm trying to think who would be good, though.
I mean, okay, so my thought is this, because eventually you're going to push him into that main event scene. And the Vision being the top heel action.
Yeah, he needs to start dismantling them.
Right. So, I mean, Austin Theory, no. Logan Paul, no. Bronson Reed's a big guy, kind of can match size. So you got two big, just a meat match.
And Braun Breaker is going to be used for other things.
Correct.
I see what you're saying. Now, this assumes he's going to Raw, not SmackDown.
Assuming yes, that's my assumption. Because if he goes to SmackDown, he's just going to mow through the NFTs
pretty quickly. Yeah.
Just saying. So, anything else that you would like to see?
I'm just still trying to figure out someone besides Bronson Reed. I don't know why. I just maybe just don't. Tsunamis are fine, but I don't feel like Bronson Reed is big enough for him. I don't know who can
big enough by what metric?
By stature.
Status. Not just status. That's what. Yes, status.
Well, he needs a good mid carder to help him get as a strong birth program. So
okay.
I mean, you really want to see him, like Joker and I was saying, not squash match people, but bulk strong against, these early couple of opponents. And Bronson Reed could build up. They could have a build up to it,
Right.
Yeah, and he is physical enough. I mean, you can't put Austin Theory in there with him. That'll be a mess. I mean, you know what, though? He could destroy Austin Theory just for shits and grins as part of the assault on the Vision.
Now, and Logan Paul, that would be a interesting match to watch because you got two very diverse styles. Maybe that's something that would come next. But I think something to start him off with is someone who could say, okay, this guy is on the size wise is on the same level. This is going to be just two
physicality
big guys, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else right now. That's the thing, but it definitely needs to be physicality.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say, but ultimately, I'm gonna want to see Oba versus Brock when he's at Minnesota for Brock's last match. I totally believe that should happen. It would be an awesome match. Only thing is, this next one doesn't necessarily make sense on paper, but in the ring it does because it's someone that's not going to back down from Oba at all. Like fame, stature, strength, whatever. He'll be like, I don't care who you are. It's Cero Miedo all day, and that's Penta. Like I would like to see that.
Ain't gonna work.
That is not the styles. That style would not work. That would be a weird match.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be a very weird match.
I'm all for it. All I said is, you said he's not
I'm
stats
sure
big or
they
stats
can make
enough.
the match look okay, but
Oh,
I'm not
again,
saying.
and again, I'm sure because that's almost build wise, that's kind of like Oba and Ricky Saints. I mean, that's almost the same. It's almost the same visual there. I mean, Penta's a little more stockier than Ricky Saints is, but you've got a David versus Goliath, but you got a babyface versus a tweener. I mean, I'm not seeing where that's going to build into a story and who a crowd is really going to root for.
I just want to see the match. I just
Well,
want to see the match. That's fancy.
Then just download WWE2K. You can watch it.
Oh, okay. Okay, folks, we have apparently Left Eye has left us, and we have Tony Khan is now on the panel here.
I thought you were starting a New Year's resolution with stopping your bad takes.
You said
It's only 2 weeks,
you
dude.
can't say fantasy booking, and then when I give you the fantasy, be upset. Okay.
There's a fantasy, and then there's just like
I could have said that one of my fantasies from 2023 came true when both Jade and what's her name, my milk of magnesia are
Jade.
you know who could be a good early feud?
Did he
for
call
Oba?
her magnesia?
He did say that.
What the hell does that mean? That's Pepto.
You never seen Dopey and Menace?
No.
Oh my god, you got all right. I'll send you other.
You know who could be a good early feud for Oba? Like Sheamus. Two matches.
That'd be nice
Sheamus is big.
That'd
They
be
could
fun.
play it like Oba beats the crap out of him in a good match.
Hey, fella.
Sheamus,
Fella,
it's
I
not
like it.
over.
Mhm.
It's not over. It comes back. Oba said, "You come back for more. You were taking you out in a body bag," type of thing.
Now, you mentioned Miss Jade Cargill here.
I said
Apparently-
2023.
Wait, you want Jade Cargill to fight Oba? What?
No.
Hang on, sir. I just would like to mention that Jordan Grace had her debut match on the main roster, and Jade Cargill decided to come out and said, "Oh, you think you're special? Well, I'm that bitch." And that was her only segment on TV, as she has now going on 70 plus days. Has
Are we
not
doing
defended
Rusev,
her
I said.
title yet.
okay? But are we doing
Rusev
it
was
a
nice.
day watch compared to Jay Uso?
You know, yeah, I've got
These are the days of Jade Cargill.
That was uncalled for.
Brad is coming on strong. Coming on strong.
It was unnecessary.
No,
This was that $150 scotch I had.
Nice. Which, by the way, folks, I would just like to let you know we're at 6 likes right now in the chat. We're more than halfway to double digits, which is our goal for every stream that we have here. And so I think we've had a nice and I do like the idea of Rusev. I mean, he's been in catering for a while. He's been in catering for a while, so I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, he'd be a good big guy. He's a nice mid carder. He's established rep. He can beat other mid carders. Yep,
and he actually looks more powerful now. I mean, he's slimmed down. He looks power.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so we've also got, again, with the fantasy booking, this is one of the more exciting times being a pro wrestling fan. We're coming into the Rumble, on the road to WrestleMania. This is where a lot of the fantasy booking comes in. A lot of predictions come in as well. Now, I did a video this morning where I gave you 5 predictions of what I would like to see for the WWE going forward. But I would like all of us here to give at least 2 or 3 predictions. Like I'm going to start with the one of mine. Right? One thing that I predict
Are these wishes or predictions?
What?
Are these wishes or predictions?
Could be both.
Okay.
So one of my, I guess you call this a wish list. We've heard that the WWE is going to have a B-tier premium live event in Italy in 2026. Well, there's someone on your roster that is half Italian, and you booked her really bad in 2025, and that is Julia. Now you've put the U.S. title back on her. She's had 2 weeks in a row where she's had matches on TV. She had a spontaneous match against Alexa Bliss. That's a more established name. Give her some cred. Didn't get a lot of reaction, so you're building this basically again from square zero. But she needs to have a strong showing in the Rumble. She needs to be booked strong throughout the year. And I could see her winning Money in the Bank. That is a prediction based on what I want to see them do with Julia this year. So, Ego, give us a prediction or a wish that you would like to see this year.
Javon Evans winning the United States Championship. Like, I'd want to strap the title to him.
He's on Raw.
Because that's just Kamala Harris is on SmackDown. You know what? If that's the case, then I'll go Intercontinental.
Okay.
For Javon Evans. I can do that.
Okay. Right. Do you have a thought or a prediction or a wish?
I wish they would just decide if Jericho's coming back or not.
I think we'll find out at about number 30.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe 27.
In about 2.5 weeks, maybe number 30, we'll get our answer.
Presuming that does happen, I do hope they book him properly and basically set up a proper retirement for Chris Jericho.
That's if he wants to do that, and if they do retirements, do not announce them ahead of time.
No,
because
not a year,
because you rested your entire 2025 on John Cena, and that is not the way to go.
And you can't do it with it's a big guy. I mean, look, AJ's great, but he's not John Cena. So AJ announcing he's going to be leaving is different than John Cena announcing retirement.
Maybe Finn.
Depends how much you like John Cena, I guess. But
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Finn do something again because he's talent. He's a talent.
Belfast.
Okay, so
Belfast, Northern Ireland.
I will give my first, which is a sane, calm wish, which is that we continue to develop and use the mid card properly. Rusev, like we mentioned, Sheamus. Let these guys win some feuds against each other so they look good, so we can feed them, so to speak, to the top guys when the time is right.
And tell some stories.
Yeah, tell some stories. Some more vignettes like we all want. The whole spiel. Not just I'm challenging you for the 3-minute title or whatever that thing is now. I'm challenging you for the North American title. What I don't want to hear. I'm challenging you anyone's mouth in 2026.
Good luck with that.
For a title shot.
I'm thinking also at WrestleMania, we're going to have a title match for the World Tag Team Championships. Now, currently that is Jimmy and his brother, the Yeet Man, but they're going to lose these tag team titles.
No.
Yes, it's going to
The
happen.
Usos lose? Who could have thought?
That means Jay will become a primetime main event player again.
No, he will go to just main event.
He got yeeted.
But the team. Thank you, sir.
Except for the end, who knows how things are going to go.
But the team they're going to lose to was something that's already been teased, so we know it's on the table, and it was going to be for a AAA show. All it takes is moving somebody over to Raw, and someone is Rey Phoenix at WrestleMania. The Usos drop the titles to the Lucha Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Mhm.
And
I'll
yeah,
read it.
you know what? You're right. The Wyatt sucks. It needs to. I don't know what they're doing with that. That's
Oh God,
I
jeez.
knew
That was
this.
so promising there for a couple weeks. Remember?
yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't let them do anything. They just started.
Again,
It's
you're not wrong. You're not
they
wrong.
gave the running back the ball and then they just let him fumble it.
Yeah.
Right. Ego. I know you're recovering from hearing all that, but give us another prediction or something, a wish.
You know what? I agree with you. I do think the Lucha Bros need to have the tag team titles. I totally forgot his brother needs to just move over, and then it's a tag team. It's complete. I love the Usos, but again, I mean, if we're gonna be pushing new pairings, we don't have to just go back to the well. You know what I mean? Like every time, like, oh, we need a shake up. We need new tag team titles. Who? Oh, the Usos. It's like you have other tag team titles there. At least go with one that's going to be fun and exciting, not someone that's going to be just a repeat of the same thing. And I don't get how they're it makes it
growth.
It doesn't help when you're a tag team, but you still come out to just one person song. It feels weird. It's just me, Oos, but it's just me, but it's the two of y'all, so it's confusing. So I'm just like, you know what? Just break it up, like put on the Lucha Bros, and call it a day. Call it a day.
They come out to just the two of us.
Wow, you know what, Matt?
That's
We
All
need
right, Brad.
first off, I wish we could get a GoFundMe here to get Ego a Kevlar vest or some sort of protection.
Maybe that giant condom from the Naked Gun.
Jeez.
Ew.
It's cone of shame, not the
Right.
cone of silence. Cone of shame. I wish it would really try to balance the rosters a little bit better.
Mhm.
Because there's just something off about it. Like you say, SmackDown is just, you look at it's like who's really interesting there. Yeah, the good thing is they got the belt off Cody because look, it's fine. He did his chase. Everyone wanted it, but he's just so freaking dry. He's too babyface. Give him a little edge. Cody needs some edge because, and he can still be babyface, just babyface with an attitude.
Right.
fair.
Okay. My last one.
Hey, what on me?
All right, fine, Matt. You can have one.
I'm going to give my standard wish that's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to give it anyway. They have a lot of guys who who can do these like hardcore and high flying matches of nothing to do on the main roster. Okay. So bring back ECW, park it in Philadelphia.
No.
I was saying, get those 10 or 15 guys.
No.
You know you want it, JV. You know you want it.
No. There's a reason it's over. Now, I will say another thing that could happen, which I would like to see happen with the transfer portal. Don't just transfer talent, transfer the mid-card titles and the champions. Shake it up a little bit. But one thing I think we're going to see in 2.5 weeks, I think at the Rumble, we're going to see some video package that is going to announce in 27 or at the latest 28, the Royal Rumble becomes a 2-night event.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
It's going to happen.
Oh, I got the idea. It's going to be a 24-hour Royal Rumble, like 24-hour Le Mans. They just keep cycling people in nonstop, 24 hours.
Dear God in heaven, no.
Everyone who has ever wrestled who is alive goes to the ring at some point.
Well, that's what Saudi's going to pay for.
But I mean, it from a financial standpoint, it just makes sense. I mean, as of right now, you've got 4 matches. We've got 3 that we know of. The men's rumble, the women's rumble, the WWE championship match, right about there, that's already over 2.5 hours.
True.
So you add another match, you're looking at about 3.5 hours with commercials and entrances and all that stuff. You make it 2 nights. You put the women's on one night, the men's on another night. You can do another 3 matches. You get more folks involved. It's from a financial standpoint, this was going to happen. I mean, you're going. Go on, sir.
Well, I just quick question. I mean, I was gonna say from the perspective of a fan that wants to go see the event, do you think that helps or hurts that it's 2 nights instead of one? Saying, hey, I can afford to at least say that I went to Royal Rumble or went to WrestleMania night 1 or night 2. Like, do you think it helps or hurts when you split it like that?
I don't. As far as from a fan standpoint, it would all depend on.
Yeah.
As far as a fan standpoint, it would all depend on who you saw that night. I mean,
Okay.
if you don't know who's going to be on the card night 1 or night 2, you might get Rhea B and Io, or you might get Jimmy and Jay Uso. I mean, take your pick. I mean,
That wasn't. You had to do that. You had to do that.
Oh,
you
yes,
just say. You know,
Yes,
that wasn't fair. That wasn't necessary. You need to have the GIF. You need the GIF from The Simpsons that says, "Stop killing him. He's already dead." Okay.
But as far as the Rumble goes, if you like Matt would probably go more for the men's Rumble. I think that the ladies have been the better match the past few years. I would, knowing which night that the ladies Rumble would be on. But from a financial standpoint, I don't think TKO cares, because they're going to sell more tickets, and at the prices they charge, it's all that matters.
Yeah,
to them.
Okay.
So let's go with one more wish or prediction. Ego.
Ooh, man. If I have one more wish, I would want Femi to have the black and gold heavyweight title by the end of the year.
Black and gold.
That's what black and gold, yeah. I guess the men's heavyweight, not the undisputed one, but the heavyweight.
Oh,
black and gold. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You mean the WWE championship?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Again, that's on SmackDown, and if he's going to Raw, it would be for the heavyweight championship.
You just want him with a big belt. Just say I want him with a big belt.
I do. Big belt. That's it. Yeah. The black and gold aesthetic would look awesome on him.
You want him to be the top guy of a brand.
Yes. I would love to. Yeah. I would say even if it takes you to the end of the year, depending on how over he is, I would like for him to be that guy. I mean, everyone else has had their good runs and everything, which is nice. It's just,
it's not like it hasn't happened. I mean, Brock Lesnar went from debut to WWF champion in 6 months, so it can happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Brad, your final wish or prediction.
I think they're going to give Logan Paul a belt.
Ooh.
I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked.
I'm thinking not the big belt, but like Intercontinental or
tag team belt.
No, on his own.
Okay, so either the IC
US.
or which. Okay, so if
I think IC makes more sense because he sees himself as an international star, so he will be the Intercontinental star,
megastar,
and just feed the heel heat. So
I could see that. I could.
All right.
Definitely see that. Matt, one more.
I guess this is because I'm more the weight of wrestling history calls to me. So Ego mentioned the undisputed versus the heavyweight title. Right now, the undisputed is the legacy title because all the previous belts are wrapped up into it.
Correct.
So at least briefly, someone should win both titles so they could temporarily unify them, and then when they split them,
silly boy, you.
Well, right now the heavyweight title is a junior title. It doesn't, it doesn't feel as important as the undisputed. Because it should feel as important, though.
I would say the way it's been booked the last year, I'd say it has been the more important time.
But it doesn't have the weight of history behind it.
And unless it's on Roman Reigns, well, what does it matter? Because that's the only reason that the undisputed championship has any weight is because it was on Roman Reigns, a part-timer, for 1,300 days.
Well, it has the weight because the WCW and ECW titles all wrapped up into it.
And
seriously, no one cares.
No one cares about those titles, dude.
That should be seriously. JV doesn't care. Not no one cares.
Well, you care.
I think
Matt,
more accurately, modern wrestling fans who do not study the true history of wrestling like Matt does don't care.
Agree.
I think that's the more accurate statement. Matt's position is totally valid given his history and how he views history of wrestling.
I agree with you in theory. In practicality, maybe not so much. But
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, yes. You know what, sir? Just for that, I'm gonna do that for you.
Don't worry, you're gonna kick me later. I know you are.
I'm sure I will.
You may kick all of us.
Yeah, possibly. Which, before we get to the staple of the show, just an update. We're at 7 likes, folks. 7. 3 more to go for a double-digit show, and we have a special guest who comes and speaks to you ever so briefly, but with a warm, loving tone that she does. But that takes us to the staple of this show.
Always keep a smile on your face.
It is the Wednesday Nights Overbooked Top 5, where we take a wrestling topic and we give our 5 best takes. Our number 5 take gets 1 point. Our number 1 take gets 5 points. And at the end, the Duke Devil 95 changes his name to Price Waterhouse. And his dog is obviously being very loving to him in his lap right now. Gives us a definitive scientific answer to this topic. And as we head into Royal Rumble season, going into WrestleMania season, talk will begin to surround the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, we do know of the first person to be inducted into the class of 2026. That will be Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, or Levesque. But there are still some head scratchers as people who are still not in the WWE Hall of Fame. Some will call it the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to look at the top 5 people who are not in the Hall of Fame, but should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, before we go to our top 5, does anyone have any honorable mentions?
I have one, but I want to point
well.
something else. I do want to point something
I
else.
have
These
one.
are people. Yeah.
Okay. Matt, your honorable mention first.
So the reason I picked this guy as the honorable mention is Owen Hart. Because with the dispute between the families and all that, we're not going to go into who said what said. That's not the point of this. I don't think I could legitimately put him in the top 5. Like, if the dispute weren't there, he'd be number 2 on my list. You know what I mean? But it's just not a reality because of the background shit. You know?
Gotcha. Okay. Brad, you're honorable.
I also had Owen on my list as considered. And I think Matt is totally correct. He would have been there already, if not for obviously everything. But also, looking at this, I'm looking at this like who are not in there, but probably will be at some point. That's what I was also looking at. So even some of my picks will be, I think they'll eventually be there. Yeah. Oh, no, just not even posthumous. Just like they're still doing stuff. So
Gotcha.
they're not being picked in yet, but they're going to be picked because of their tenure with the WWE.
Gotcha.
The other one, and I'm trying to decide. No, I'm gonna stick with the number 5, and it's gonna be a controversial one, but that one deserves to be in if they ever resolve it. Oh, Big Show should be in at some point, I think.
Okay.
You can say that.
Ego, do you have any?
Hello.
So, I mean, based on what you're telling, I have no idea. I will change this now based on what you all are telling me. I had Owen Hart in the list, but I guess I'll have him as an honorable mention just because I don't know what the dispute is at all. I guess y'all can tell me about that later. So I'll just switch it from being on the list to like being an honorable mention.
Okay, my honorable mention goes back to WrestleMania 1, who was about as integral as launching the popularity of the WWF as anyone else was. This was the beginnings of the MTV era, the rock and wrestling era. And for some reason, Cyndi Lauper is still not in the Hall of Fame and absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame. As far as their celebrity wing goes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So with that, Ego, you're number 5, sir.
You know what, man? I'm gonna actually say what your honorable mention was. I'm gonna go with Cyndi Lauper. I guess the thing is like you can't be that over as a popular artist, attend WrestleMania 1, be that important to getting it kind of to crossover status, and get zero credit as one of the entertainers that helped shape part of WrestleMania's specter as to what it is today. So just based on that, I'm gonna go with Cyndi Lauper, number 5.
Okay. Brad, you're number 5.
My number 5 is kind of, I think, already in, but on her own.
Okay.
China.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tragic tale.
Tragic
tale.
And tough to get around, but clearly she, for what she did and what she accomplished, deserves to be in on her own name.
Right. Not a part of
DX.
Right.
Right.
All right. Matt, you're number 5.
So I decided with my list to stick to guys people mostly heard of this so not to go into like diatribes explaining why some guy from 1964.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for that.
Back in 1937.
Yeah. My first guy here, my number 5 is Jim Cornette.
Okay.
Oh.
Guy not only is the guy a legendary, like on-screen performer as a manager for Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express,
Right.
Multiple tag
Yokozuna.
teams, Yokozuna. Behind the scenes, he's one of the foremost organizers. Like I wish, Cornette's a little too old now, but I wish Tony Khan would let him run AEW. You know, Cornette.
Good luck with that.
I know. But Cornette is probably, arguably, the best behind the scenes wrestling brain alive.
One of them, yeah.
I mean, top 3, top 5, and for both that and behind the scene work with WCW and WWF, as well as his on-screen stuff, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. I have no argument with that. My top 5 are all former in-ring talents. We're going to start with 2 ladies first. Number 5, someone during the Ruthless Aggression era kind of got lost in the shuffle as the women's title scene was kind of around 2 women and they were starting to transfer into the Divas branding. She got more known in TNA under the name Tara, but Victoria, a two-time WWF Women's Champion, just signed a Legends deal last year. I think eventually she will be, as she deserves to be, in the WWE Hall of Fame. So, Ego, you're number 4.
A tragic tale that actually needs to be told, despite the glory that she had while she was wrestling. China.
Okay.
I don't understand why you want to hold that back. The longer that you hold that back and try to go back to your roots of DX, everything, you can't mention not at least saying her name, but on her own, she's actually a great singles competitor. So, I think you should actually wind up putting her into the Hall of Fame.
The only woman to hold a men's title.
Yeah.
Brad,
Well,
you're number 4.
we don't know who's identifying as a woman to these days. So let's
True.
hold off on that.
There we go.
I did not believe this team was not in the Hall of Fame, but Demolition.
Demolition.
Now, I think they signed a Legends contract, so it's likely, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, did they?
There's they're on my list. I'll get to them but yeah, there's some stuff that has kind of kept them out for some time,
But-
having to deal with Vince.
But clearly, based on just the pedigree, they should be in there.
Absolutely. Matt, you're number 4.
My number 4 is William Regal.
Okay.
The guy,
Yes.
again, he's one of the top 15 or 20 all-time in-ring wrestlers in terms of performance ability. He was great at promos. Was always a great worker. Worked very clean. Never hurt anyone. And then behind the scenes after his career, he's basically been one of the top guys at NXT over the years, helping training guys and organizing. So for that and many other reasons, William Regal is number 4.
Okay. My number 4 also is a 5-time TNA Knockouts champion. But until Charlotte Flair came on the scene, she had the second most female titles in the WWE, WWF, held titles during the Ruthless Aggression era and the PG era. She's a 5-time WWF Women's Champion, a 1-time Divas Champion, and she's married to the general manager of SmackDown. It's Hardcore Country, Mickie James. Why she is not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me. I think Michelle, and just for an example, she has more titles than Lita, Beth Phoenix, and Michelle McCool. All 3 of those women are in the Hall of Fame. Mickie James is not.
Okay.
Travesty. Ego, you're number 3, sir.
I'm also going to go with William Regal on this one. I remember part of his WCW gimmick on there, but I've been following him since they told me about his time at NXT and helping with development of the current roster that's there, and which wound up being going on to main roster. So, whether it's as a wrestler or as a manager of sorts, I'd want him in. Like, that's tremendous growth that you can have, and just saying, hey, there's always going to be a place for you in the WWE universe, even if it's not going to be necessarily with wrestling. If your career in that avenue is over, you can always lend your talents to help future talent and put them over. So I like what that would represent by putting in William Regal.
Okay. Brad, you're number 3.
Actually, I had William Regal on my preliminary list a couple of days ago, and this just didn't transfer him over. But I'm going with the Hardy Boys.
The Hardys, okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They did come back for a little brief run. They have good relations with the WWE, and the fans like them, and you can't doubt their pedigree. I mean, you look at, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys. I mean, let's just finish off TLC, guys.
And let's be honest, they are one of the main reasons that tomorrow TNA has a new TV media rights deal. The Hardys are still a draw. Still a draw. All right, Matt, you're number 3.
If you ask me what the 5 greatest wrestling matches of all time are, one of them happened in 1995 in ECW, I want to say in June or July. It was the final match of Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko before they went to WCW. It was the best 2 out of 3 falls. And Dean Malenko, he's one of the top 15 all-time in-ring performers.
How's he not in?
If you want to go watch, again, one of the 5 greatest matches of all time, the crowd, and the Philly crowd is rough. You guys know that. They knew that Guerrero and Malenko were leaving the WWE, and they started that match booing the shit out of them. And by the end of that match, they were cheering that match, saying stuff like, give us more time or whatever. Like, so that again, Dean Malenko, number 3.
Okay. For my number 3, Matt, I agree with your 4, and Ego, I agree with you. William Regal, a 5-time WCW TV champion, a 4-time WWF European champion, a 2-time Intercontinental champion. But I think it's going to be his work as an executive where he's had the bigger impact, especially now that he is the vice president of global talent development. He is the one who has fostered these relationships with AAA that the WWE now owns a majority of. From Pro Wrestling Noah, from one of the creators of Stardom now has Marigold. He was responsible for getting these relationships and bringing talent like a Stephanie Devaquer, or putting her on Paul Levesque's map, and the current United States Women's Champion Julia. He was instrumental in getting her to come to NXT. I think this is where he's going to have the bigger impact. But absolutely, William Regal deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. All right, Ego, you're number 2.
Number 2, again, I do not know any of the issues or the legality of any of this, but I was surprised that Miss Elizabeth, who was Macho Man's valet, isn't on there. I guess I don't know. I just we were talking about Golden Age wrestling a few weeks back.
There's Lex.
And I'm like, I know a few people. I know what the rumors have been. I don't know all of it or whether or not it's true or not. I'm just saying that during the Golden Age of wrestling, I thought that one of the Golden Boys valets, for how many times they use her as a storyline, she's not in.
I think that now with Lex being in, the door is open for.
Okay.
Well, that's remember one thing: you have to sign a legend contract, basically in the Hall of Fame, or a limited version of one. And sometimes I don't know for sure, but in some cases, like Miss Elizabeth, maybe our next of kin won't agree. So
Possibly.
That's possible.
All right, Brad, you're number 2.
My number 2 is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Okay, definitely,
and he will be in there at some point.
Yes, and should be whenever they do it. Chris Jericho should also be the first entry into the AEW Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah.
Well, the first entry will be Tony Khan.
Tony Khan, right, and then Tony Khan.
Well, the first entry will be Tony Khan's dad's money.
Well, yeah. All right,
just
Matt,
a giant briefcase.
Yeah.
Yes.
My number 2. Basically, if you think of the 1980s, you think of Hulk Hogan, you think of his top heel, the people he faced. I always think of King Kong Bundy. And,
What good one.
And of all the heels he faced, Bundy's the one who always had that persona where you felt he was in there to hurt people.
Yeah.
He made it look real, like obviously it was supposed to make it look real, but the way he acted his character out, like Big John started, you thought, well, he's just having
He's a
fun,
big guy. Right?
Yeah. Like evil hacksaw Jim Duggan, basically, But Bundy, man, I mean, the way he played his character was like after the match was won, like flopping on the guy like 5 more times and all that sort of stuff, and he should be in Hall of Fame.
He should be. And before I give mine out, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dempsey, our drunk poet, one of our wrenches. Also, he's in the description as he's done the music for the intro montage and for our top 5 montage. So, got to give a shout out to Mr. Dempsey there. So, my number 2, Brad, was your number 4, Axe and Smash Demolition. Before the Usos, it was the New Day. Before it was the New Day, it was Demolition, and that record stood for almost 20 years. The longest tag team title reign, and in 2016, they signed a class action lawsuit about head trauma and traumatic brain injury. The claim was that the WWE was covering it up. This did not sit well with Vince at all. So he kind of put the kibosh on a deserving act being in the Hall of Fame. I believe it's Smash who's recently died not too long ago, and Axe is not in the best of health.
Yeah.
So I think this is where this door is open and absolutely deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. All right. And before we get to our number ones, we're at 8 likes. 8 likes, folks. 8 likes. 2 more. Just 2. I know you're there. Demo who? Oh, you must be a new fan. That's fine. So, Ego, you're number 1, sir.
All right. Number 1. I know you guys might have a different number 1 for you guys based on the time frame, but for me, just because of when I kind of got back into wrestling, my number 1 is going to be Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Another
one with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's taken this long, more or less in quotations, just because it would be considered posthumous. But I mean, he was larger than life in the ring, and then he had a fantastic and great character, was excellent in the ring, and had great promo skills too. So, at this rate, I would like to at least see him in as a posthumous inductee into the Hall of Fame this year.
Okay. Brad, you're number 1.
I'm going to pick one who's not in, but will be in, and you can kick me now.
I'm waiting.
You can kick me now.
you might.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
We're just going to leave that there.
I should get something for saying kick me now.
God.
Oh, man.
You know the worst part, Joker?
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
The worst part is when he does get inducted, it's just going to be so much. Everything, the entire thing's just going to be about him. No, honestly, no one else would want to be inducted. Just like, screw it. I don't want to be there. Just let Dwayne have his effing time and be done with it.
Oh, God.
Don't induct them with all the dead people.
Sounds awful. Sounds absolutely awful. All right, Matt, you're number 1.
My number 1, sadly, probably won't get into he's dead because of controversy, but we have modern pro wrestling because of this man. We have pay-per-views because of this man. We have the thing we love. It's Vincent McMahon, and the Hall of Fame is empty without him in it. It's empty. And we know why he's not. We know why they're not approaching him. We understand that. But we're talking here as just what should be, not what can be. You know what I mean? So,
Gotcha.
That's going to have to be posthumous.
Very posthumous.
Ooh, yeah.
will the family accept it if they do it?
Well,
I think so.
You know,
I don't know.
Shane and Stephanie would.
Yeah.
My number 1 will also be a posthumous one because sadly this person died late in 2024. It is the only person to have held the Winged Eagle Championship belt that is not in the Hall of Fame. A 2-time WWF champion, a 2-time WCW world champion, Psycho Sid.
Yeah.
I guess Vince didn't like the fact that he would go and play softball. Sid loved playing softball.
Yeah.
That's a girl sport.
I don't know. He was big in like his local in Arizona. He would play in like local slow pitch softball leagues. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. So this was a top 5 that was kind of all over the place here. So Mr. Bradley Burnett, we have a clear number 1.
Yep. And number 2.
We have a clear 2, and we have some ties for
For number 3, it's a smorgasbord.
Okay.
I mean, basically, every one of us had different top ones. So 5 points all around. We got Vince, we got Sid, we got Rock, we got Bray.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what. Of those 5,
Mm-hmm.
I'd pick Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Of those 4, I would go with Bray.
Ready? So, and our number 2 is
That would be Demolition with 6 points.
alrighty.
We know what number 1 is now.
Yep.
And number 1 is
Steven Regal. I mean, I'm sorry, William Regal.
William Regal, the dark horse.
Man's
pick.
man.
Yes.
A man's man.
Wow.
Love the lumberjack promos.
Those
Yeah.
were hilarious. Those were absolutely hilarious.
He has done so much great stuff over the years.
Mm.
He has been. And that will be the show for this week. We're still at 8 likes. Well, we do have our outros. We can still time to get those 2 more likes in. Be sure you do that. We would like to have a special segment to start in next week with. But Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have coming up, sir?
All right. So first of all, sorry for the false start on Ordinary Games, guys. Back when I got back from travel for work, I was exhausted. I'm not going to even lie to you. So we're going to be doing it this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, followed by the next day on Monday, the toys that Santa brought us. I can't wait to do that stream. Going to be a lot of fun.
You don't have to lie, Ego. You don't have to blame it on work. You have a pregnant wife. That's all you need to.
That's fair. I need to start leading into that.
Just saying. All right, Mr. Duke Devil 95. What do you have coming up, sir?
This week on my channel, we are watching again Deep Space Nine, and officially this week we've been doing it for 1 year. 1 year of weekly watches, except for one time I was in France, but 1 year of watching. We are in season 3. This week's episode is Civil Defense, and in a little bit over an hour and a half, Starfleet Academy will premiere on Paramount Plus.
Aren't you
Content
excited?
will flow. It's like Dune. The spice must flow. The content must flow.
Well, yes, and I saw though that the red carpet. One of the writers said, we know that the critics are gonna have stuff to say. We welcome.
Yeah, she was
Bring it
also a voice. She was a voice in Lower Decks, and fortunately, apparently, a cadet swallowed her comm badge.
I know. So
so tasty.
I'm just saying that when someone in the entertainment world says, "Bring on the critiques," I'm like, "Be careful what you wish for. You're gonna."
Okay, thank you. We were doing it anyway, but thank you.
And the top rope Terminator. What do you have coming up, sir?
Well, tomorrow, some of us will be on Roman's show, which I think we're doing some sort of either or type of thing.
Yep.
Obviously, we have the show next week. Maybe I'll do what JV did. I'll do a video about what my top 5 predictions or desires for, the year 2. So we'll see.
A lot of fun. And as was said, I will be on with Matt with Roman of the Empire tomorrow. Nerd Wars. What's better? Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all the topics we'll be going into. And then Monday with this guy and Roman going over fun collectibles and toys that we may have gotten for Christmas. Yes, merch store. We do have some stuff. Stuff is coming out. Working with the guys with Mixed Tees and my logo guy, Jacob Ironside. Once we get that going, this will be to raise funds for the Starting Foundation of America, a good little charity that I give to. So that will be coming in the future. Also, next week, be sure to tune in as we will be fantasy booking the Women's Royal Rumble match. We'll also say who is going to have the most eliminations, who's going to be the Iron Lady, who's going to be your Final Four, and who's eventually going to win if we had the pen to book this match. That and a whole lot more next week on Wednesday night is Overbooked. But until then, I would like to wish everyone a happy and safe week. Keep talking, keep smiling, keep having fun. Until next time.
Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Ah!